Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and man, it feels so good. Spring is finally here. Springtime is one of my favorite times of year. Just feels like I'm coming out of hibernation and things are finally starting to bloom and the skies are looking more epic. The trees are filling back in. For me, it's just one of my favorite times of year. Other than maybe the pollen and allergies, but that aside, I'm really excited that it's finally spring. And over the winter, I got creative in other ways and redid some of my garage, which maybe I will use in future videos as another studio. I also tried to get this space a little bit more organized. So just feeling good, finally glad that it's springtime. But that's not why you came to watch this video today, so I won't bore you any longer. What we're gonna talk about in this video is 5 simple drone movements to help you create cinematic looking footage. Now, in some previous videos, I talk about different camera settings and drone settings that you wanna nail down to really get the most out of your footage when it comes to shooting with a drone, or really with any camera. And in those videos, I also touched on a little bit of drone movements, just being slow and gradual and not having jerky looking footage, and that's gonna help big time. Now with that though, you do want some movement to your footage, and that's gonna add a lot of depth and interest to your video. So it's really important to add movement, but the right kind of movement. And I've found that honestly, you don't need very complex movements to get really nice looking shots. Keep it simple, keep it slow, and you're gonna come away really surprised at how good your shots look. And these 5 simple drone movements you can do with any drone, whether you have the latest and greatest drone that just came out or a little bit older drone. You can also carry the same techniques over to other cameras if you're shooting on a gimbal. So with that, let's get into the video. All right, so the first technique that I want to talk to you guys about is the push or the pull technique. This is probably one of the simplest movements you can do, and it's also one of the most used. To do a push or a pull technique, this is achieved by keeping the camera pointed straight ahead and using one joystick to go straight forward or straight backwards. You can put the controller in tripod mode or cini mode to get really nice, smooth, slow, controlled movement, which I highly recommend. All right, the next movement is the rise up. Just like the push or the pull technique, this one is a one-stick joystick move. It's the other joystick. No gimbal movement needed. Just rise up to reveal a location or a subject. I like to use this when I'm rising up next to some trees or maybe a building to show the rest of the scene off behind that. Really simple movement, but it's awesome. Another great movement to learn is the bird's eye view. Now, that is basically exactly what it sounds like. What you're gonna do is you are going to hover in place and point the gimbal straight down. And to do that, to adjust your gimbal, most likely on most drones, there's a little wheel that you can rotate and face that camera straight down. It's as simple as it sounds, flying and filming with the gimbal pointed straight down, but this offers a really unique perspective that is always cool to get. This next shot is getting a little bit more advanced, but really not bad. And a lot of drones actually have this feature built in, which makes it really easy. Preferably, I would recommend trying to learn how to fly this manually. That way you always have the most control over the device. But this one is the orbit. This one's a little bit more tricky just because you have to use both joysticks and you're gonna have to time it out depending on what you are orbiting around. The goal is to keep your subject right in the middle of the frame and rotate around it, and you're gonna basically create like an arc, or you can even do a full 360 around whatever subject you're flying. To do this, you're just gonna take your joysticks and point them in opposite directions. Whether you're flying right or left around something is gonna depend on whether you're going to put the joysticks facing towards each other or away from each other. All right, and the final drone tip movement for today is the reveal. And this one is another mixture of a couple movements that we've done, and you could do it multiple ways, but how I like to do it is I like to start with the gimbal pointed down. I slowly move forward as I raise the gimbal up. And what this is gonna do is create a lot of motion right underneath the camera and slowly rise up to reveal whatever scene that you wanna reveal. So those are 5 key drone movements that I would recommend learning and mastering if you really wanna step up your game and get better looking drone shots and making epic looking videos. Some of these will take some practice, and don't expect to nail them the first time. So get out there, have some fun, practice these shots, and comment down below. Let me know if I missed any shots that you guys would have recommended. For me, I like to keep things simple and keep it fun. If you found this video helpful and you like it, please leave me a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Subscribe if you're into this kind of stuff. And until next time, I'll see you guys in another video.